back to the channel. It is another beautiful day here in Washington State. It is. I am back home finally. I got home Thursday night. It is Saturday afternoon as I'm filming this. So yeah, I've been home a few days, just been catching up on things and unpacking and laundry and you name it, all the stuff that you have to do when you get back from a trip. But it was a good 10 days down there in Arizona. It was a good 10 days down staying with my brother, my older brother, Devin. Which, if you guys are longtime viewers of the channel, you might have seen him before a couple times on the channel. He's been on the channel a couple times. But just stayed with him and spent a lot of time catching up on things because I hadn't seen him in a few years. Yeah, it's weird. We usually kind of go a couple years in between seeing each other, and then we just pick up right where we left off. It's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, we spent a lot of time eating good food. He showed me around town. Prescott and Prescott Valley is a really cool place, especially Prescott, Old Town Prescott. It's kind of like an old western town, sort of. That's kind of the vibe I get. But yeah, the weather was really cold the first 3 days we were there. It was like unseasonably cold. I think it snowed like the third day I was there. We woke up to snow, but then the weather quickly warmed up. Thank goodness. So yeah, it was weird. As the weather warmed up down there, it cooled off up here. I got a bunch of winter weather while I was gone. But by the time I left Prescott, by the time I left Arizona, it was like in the 60s during the day. So it was absolutely amazing to get at least a couple days of sunshine on my skin and get a little break from the gloom and doom of the Pacific Northwest in the winter. So as I say that, today is just an absolutely gorgeous day. The sun's out, blue sky, birds are chirping. It's a beautiful day out there, and yeah, I'm gonna go out there and catch up on some things around the property that I haven't had a chance to do for the past pretty much 2 weeks. So yeah, really, I just wanted to come on here and update you guys on things and sort of give you a little recap of the trip. So I didn't film it hardly anything while I was down there because I was so caught up in what we were doing, spending time with my nieces, my brother's daughters, spending time with them and going to their various extracurricular activities, which is really cool. But between that and then just being busy, spending time with family, I didn't find the time to film any of it. The only thing I did film was when me and my brother went out shooting one day. Went out target shooting out in the desert, which was really cool. A spot that me and my dad and my brother found a few years ago. A really good shooting spot. Got a good backstop and all that good stuff. So yeah, we went out there and shot my brother's pistol. It's a Canic. I can't remember the exact model number, but it's essentially a competition pistol. It's pretty badass. It's got a pretty wicked trigger on it, and it's a race gun. It's a race pistol. It's pretty cool. So first time ever shooting a gun like that, and yeah, it was just a good time. So I'll insert a couple little clips here of the day that we went target shooting. Yeah, here you go.
All right, going hot. Clear.
Yeah, so I wish I would have got more footage, but again, I was just caught up in the moment and spending time with him and my nieces. So yeah, the travel there and back was pretty good, pretty uneventful. I was pretty worked up and nervous about flying again. It's been a few years. It had been a few years, so I was a little stressed out about that. But everything worked out fine. Headed down there. The flight was smooth. I think we got in like 35 minutes early because we had this crazy tailwind the whole way down. So we got into Phoenix really early, and that was good because it gave me time to get my bags and get my stuff sorted and all that. My brother picked me up from Phoenix at the airport, and then we made the 1.5-hour drive back up the mountain to Prescott Valley. So yeah, and then coming back up, the flight was good. Everything was good to go. Had a couple little hiccups in the airport at Phoenix at Sky Harbor there, just with checking bags and stuff like that. But beyond all that, the flight went well. I got in on time and hopped on the bus, the airporter, and that took like 2 hours to get back here into Kitsap County because of traffic and everything like that. So that was kind of a bummer, kind of a damper on the end of the trip. Just to having to spend so much time in public transportation. So, but beyond that, it was fine. I'm glad I flew, and I'm caught up on how things are going now and how things work at the airport these days, and yeah. So the knife I brought down there, actually the knives. The knives I brought down there, because I did check a bag, like I said. I brought my bug out in M4 with Applied Weapons Tech scales. I wanted something that was pretty classy, and this is probably the classiest knife I own, which is hilarious. But yeah, I wanted something classy that I could show off to my brother and anyone else that I might encounter down there that's interested in knives. So yeah, bug out, M4, Applied Weapons Tech scales. And then I also brought the Rat 2, Ontario knife Rat 2 and D2, just as a backup knife. And this is a hell of a knife. This is a really good knife for the price. I think this is like the perfect gateway knife for a beginner that's just getting into the knife / EDC world. Well-designed thumb studs. It's compact in nature. It's got a good pocket clip and good ergonomics. Really good ergonomics, to be completely honest. But yeah, so yeah, those are the two knives I brought, and then I brought my Leatherman Free P2, and this is the multi-tool I was rocking. I was a little nervous to pack this thing away and trust it to the TSA, but everything worked out fine. I had the knives and the multi-tool in these little zipper pouches and stuffed them in my boots that were in my duffel bag. And nothing was moved. It looked like they didn't even get into my bag at all, so everything worked out well and nothing came up missing, which is nice. Like I said, I was a little nervous flying with that much money in EDC gear, but everything worked out. So, I also wanted to mention that while I was down there, I got to get a little update on the Hogue Deca. If you guys are longtime viewers of the channel, you'll know that I owned a Hogue Deca with the G Masca scales and the Wharncliffe blade, 20 CV, the whole 9 yards. I picked that up and I really enjoyed it, but my brother's birthday came around last year and I thought I would gift him a nice USA made knife, so I sent him the Hogue Deca, and he's still carrying it and the thing is still laser sharp, which is hilarious. All his other knives are dull, and he has a pretty decent little knife collection for someone who doesn't collect knives, you know what I'm saying? He's probably got 10. Plus a couple of SOG multi-tools. But yeah, all his other knives are dull, and it's funny because I thought about bringing my Worksharp Precision Adjust down there to touch up some of his knives, because I knew that a couple of his knives really needed it, but I just did not. I found that I did not have the room in my duffel bag to pack all that sharpening gear. So yeah, I just found it funny that Hogue Deca is still going strong with that 20 CP blade steel. It's an absolute beast. So yeah, I'm back now. Things we got coming down the pipeline. Depending on the weather, I would really like to go camping soon. It's been a while and I really want to get out and do it. I thought about going out today, but it's supposed to rain tonight really hard, and then we're back into another cycle of rain. So that kind of hashed my plans. Plus it's a weekend. I knew it'd be pretty busy out there despite the weather. So yeah, we'll have some camping coming up soon. Also, Stretch 2 update time. This thing is still finding its way into my pocket quite often, and that patina is still forming. Still got a long ways to go, but the edge is still a laser beam. I've got some cardboard stacked up that needs to get broken down, so I might do that today or tomorrow, and I'll record that and just share some casual thoughts on K390 with you guys, and how it felt to break down a bunch of cardboard, probably slightly soggy cardboard at this point. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Keep an eye out for that, and like I said, keep an eye out for the camping. There's a couple of new campsites that I recently discovered that I would definitely like to spend a night at, which I showed you guys a little bit in the previous video, the last video I posted on the channel. So, alright guys, I think the last thing I wanted to share with you is a good old-fashioned sip and flip in honor of Erica's EDC. It's kind of her thing she made up. So yeah, sip and flip. What am I sipping on and what am I flipping? So this afternoon I went to my local AM/PM, a little mini mart there in Kingston, downtown Kingston, a little 24-hour market, and I saw these. It's by No Lie Brewing out of Spokane, Washington, which is in Eastern Washington. But this is called Squatch Bandit. Let's see if you guys can get a good look at that. It's a Juicy Haze IPA, and it definitely has some tangerine notes in it, that's for dang sure. Let's see, 5.8%, which is fairly low compared to a lot of the other IPAs that I find around here. But it's good. It's a good brew. I'm enjoying it, and it's pretty light for an IPA. Definitely notes of tangerine. That's what I'm sipping. So what am I flipping? Well, this afternoon it's the Stretch 2. It's what I've been carrying today, and actually what I've been carrying since I got back into town. I really enjoyed this knife. It's pretty lightweight for as big of a knife as it is. I mean, this is a full-size knife, guys. Love the forward choil, love the K390. I like the bidirectional texturing on the FRN. And it's a smooth backlock. Smooth backlock. One-hand operation. Just a great knife, guys. Can't say enough good things about it. So yeah, that's it. Stretch 2 and K390 and some Squatch Bandit Tropical Haze IPA from No Lie Brewing. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed this little update video. Next time I see you is either going to be at a campsite, on the trail, or on a lake. It's been a while since I've done some fishing, and if the weather cooperates, I would like to get some of that done soon. So, thanks guys, thanks for continued support in the channel. As always, I really appreciate it. Thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for the comments. As always, I post all my bonus content, behind the scenes content, pictures, reels, videos, whatever you want, what have you, on my Instagram, which is EvergreenEDC, same as the channel name. If you feel like heading over there and checking out my page, it'd be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I put a lot of work into the photography that I put up on there. So, alright, yeah. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, later.